Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be discussing Hlls. Hypotenuse over leg is equal to leg over side. The Hlls theorem states each leg of a right triangle is the mean proportional between the hypotenuse and the projection of the leg on the hypotenuse. So what that means is we have the hypotenuse over the leg is equal to the leg over the side. Let's take a look at this in terms of the triangle. So we have the big triangle ABC, and it's a right triangle. The hypotenuse is across from the 90-degree angle, so that means our hypotenuse is AB. It's the hypotenuse of the big triangle, AB. So hypotenuse over our leg. So one of our legs is CB. That's equal to the same leg CB over the side. And the side is across from the leg. So DB is our side. Notice that on the diagonal here, it's the same leg, which is CB. Notice when I'm figuring out what side corresponds to the leg, I'm looking at the small triangle. The side is across from the leg. Let's look at the next proportion. So again, we're looking at big triangle ABC with the right angle. Across from the right angle is my hypotenuse, which is AB. It's the hypotenuse of the big triangle. That's over the leg CA. That's equal to the leg again, which is CA, over my side, which is AD. In this case, we're looking at this triangle outlined in yellow. So the side is across from the leg. So our side that we're using is AD. Let's complete this question. So we want to solve for x. So this question, I'm going to be using Hlls. Hypotenuse over leg is equal to leg over side. So my hypotenuse in this case is going to be AB because it's the hypotenuse of the big triangle. So my hypotenuse is 9. The leg that I'm using is CB, which is x. That's what I'm trying to find, is equal to, again, the same leg, which is x, over my side. Remember, it's the side across from the leg looking at this triangle CDB outlined in yellow. So that would be DB, which is 4. Next, we're going to cross multiply. X times x is x squared is equal to 9 times 4, which is 36. Take the square root of both sides to get rid of the squared, and I'm left with x is equal to plus or minus 6. But since we're dealing with side length, it has to be positive 6. For this question, we used Hlls because I was given a leg, a side, and a hypotenuse. Let's try this next question. In right triangle ABC shown in the diagram below, altitude BD is drawn to the hypotenuse AC, CD is 12, and AD is 3. What is the length of AB? So I'm going to put in X where AB is. So for this question, we're going to be using Hlls. Hypotenuse over leg is equal to leg over side. So first, let's identify our hypotenuse. So again, I'm looking at my big triangle ABC. Here's my right angle. Across from my 90-degree angle is my hypotenuse. So AC is my hypotenuse. So notice I have a 3 and a 12. I have to add 3 plus 12 in order to get the length of my hypotenuse, which is 15. So 15 is my hypotenuse. My leg is going to be x, what I'm trying to solve. And remember, the leg on the other fraction is the same, over my side. I'm looking at the small triangle, and the side that corresponds to that leg is going to be 3. So now we have to cross multiply. So x times x is x squared, and 15 times 3 is 45. Take the square root of both sides. So x is going to be equal to radical 45. But radical 45 is not an answer, which means I have to simplify radical 45. So I have two ways to do this. I can type radical 45 into my calculator and get a decimal and match that decimal to all of the answer choices. So obviously it can't be choice 2 or choice 4 because 6 and 9 are not equivalent to radical 45. Or I can simplify this. What's the largest perfect square to go into 45? That would be 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Radical 9 simplifies to 3. We have 3 radical 5. Choice 3. If I type radical 45 into my calculator, I get 6.708, so on. If I type 3 radical 5 in my calculator, I also get 6.708 and so on, which means those two answers are equivalent, so choice 3 has to be my answer.